Hello and welcome to Assyrian Speech Course 2. In this video I'm going to explain some of the grammatical points that are presented in Assyrian Speech Book 2. As I mentioned in a previous video, the purpose of this book is to teach the verb there is and the present tense of the verb to have. Now you may wonder why we start with the verb there is. The answer is that in actual fact we don't have the verb to have in Assyrian. This may surprise you, but it matches our present state as we the Assyrians, we don't have a country, government or anything. And in the past 50 or 60 years, many of us have been obliged to leave the countries where we were born and to leave behind our possessions and properties and escape to other countries. And in more recent years, some of our churches, monasteries, even graveyards have been bombed, burned and leveled with bulldozers, and some have been confiscated. So why would we need the verb to have? But then you may say, well, even if a man is stark naked and he doesn't have anything, he must have a father and a mother, otherwise he wouldn't be on this planet. So how would this man say, I have a mother, I have a father? And as someone asked me recently, how do we say we don't have? Now the answer is we use the verb eat, there is. Eat, light, there is not. Now you may wonder how we got from eat to light. If you remember from speech course 1, in order to negate we use la, which is no, and le, not. So if we add la or le to eat and say it repeatedly, light, light, or late, late, finally it sounds like light. So I suppose that at some point in history people decided to spell it in this way instead of this. And these days most people say lit, eat, lit, or it, lit. And in this course I'm going to say lit. Now the verb eat can come anywhere in the sentence, and the most important thing goes in first. For example, if a group of thieves want to break into a house and they hear noises and see lights, they will say, eat nashigo beta, there are people in the house. So eat here is more important. Now suppose you have many important guests at home and the children are making a lot of noise. So you will say, nashigo beta, people are in the house. So here, people, nashi, are more important. And finally, suppose you and your spouse arrive at home expecting to find the house empty, but you hear noises coming from the kitchen, so you will say, gaubeta nashi it, or gaubeta it nashi. Here, gaubeta, which is in the house, is more important, so it comes first. So in order to form the verb to have, we add the object pronouns to the verb there is. For example, it li, there is for me. And the object pronouns are li for me, loch for you, lach for you feminine, le for him, la for her, lan for us, lauchon for you plural masculine, lochein for you plural feminine, lon for them. And lochein is not used anymore. So in order to say I have, you have, etc., ana itli, I have, ad itluch, you have masculine singular, ad itlach, you have feminine singular, او itle, he has, hai itla, she has, achnan itlan, we have, achtun itlauchon, you have, plural, ani itlon, they have. This table is not in the book, and you can note it in your books, and I will add it to the second edition of the book. So ana litli, I don't have. Ad litlu, you don't have, masculine singular. Ad litlach, you don't have, feminine singular. How little, he doesn't have. Hai litla, she doesn't have. Achnan litlan, we don't have. Achtun litlochun, you don't have, plural. Ani litlun, they don't have. Now the abbreviated possessive pronouns attached to the end of nouns. For example, kitaba, book, you remove the schapa and the Allah, and you add the abbreviated possessive pronouns. Kitabi, my one book. Kitabi, my many books. Note that siam here indicates plural. Kitabuch, your one book. Kitabuch, your many books. Kitabach, your one book. Kitabach, your many books. Kitabe, his one book. Kitabu, his many books. Kitaba, her one book. Kitabu, her many books. Note that this should be pronounced kitabu, but in order to distinguish the two, we say kitabu. Kitaban are one book. Kitaban are many books. Kitabauchon, your one book. Kitabauchon, your many books. Kitabai, their one book. Kitabai, their many books. Some people pronounce this kitabe, and some say kitabe he, and some writers remove the he and yud for simplicity. And in some dialects, kitabe and kitaba are not used. Only kitabu and kitabu are used for both singular and plural nouns. Now, these abbreviated possessive pronouns are attached to prepositions and conjunctions. For example, illi, to me, for me, biyuch, by you, to you, minnach, from you, than you, amme, with him, qata, for her, allohun, over you, on you, tchutai, under them. Note that qa ends with elab, so we add a tab to facilitate pronunciation. And by the way, qa is a foreign word, but it's used in Assyrian a lot. Now, some people add the object pronouns to qa, so they would say qali, qalu, etc. But this may cause some confusion. For example, if we want to say for her, and we say qala, this can be confused with qala, which means voice, sound. So if I say qali, you wouldn't know if I'm saying for me or if I'm saying my voice. So probably it's better to use ta. Now the strong possessive pronouns. Diyi, mine. Diyuch, yours, masculine singular. Diyach, yours, feminine singular. Diye, diyu, his. Diya, diyo, hers. Diyan, ours. Diyauchon, yours, plural. Diyai, theirs. And note that it does not exist in Assyrian because everything has gender. Now the prefix deled is equivalent to apostrophe s. It's added to the name of the owner, just as apostrophe s is added to the name of the owner. So to say Ramon's book, we will say Kitaba de Ramon. Now some people in speech say Kitavid Ramon to make it faster, and they even make the mistake and write it this way. But this sounds like saying Ramon is the book, so I suggest you just say Kitaba de Ramon. Now the indefinite and interrogative pronouns are mentioned in the book. Some of them are Kha, the one, Khanasha, someone, Apla Khanasha, no one, Modi, what, Man, who, Aini, which, Kma, how much, Kmadane, how many, Khatmadane, a few. And Dane, Dana, Dane, this is a foreign word, but it is used a lot in Assyrian. Now numbers from 1 to 10 have gender, but from 11 onwards they don't. So this table exists, so you don't have to note it down. It's in the mini dictionary at the end of the book. And as you know, all nouns in Assyrian have gender, as I just mentioned. So I suggest you learn their gender right from the beginning. And to facilitate this, you can use the article a, an, which is ha, ghda. So instead of learning just kitaba, if you learn ha kitaba, that will remind you that kitaba is masculine, so you will have to use masculine verbs. And if you say ghda qalta, a basket, then you will remember that basket is feminine and you have to use feminine verbs with it. Now, many of the nouns that end with tab alab are feminine, but there are some exceptions. For example, baita, which is house, is masculine, ha baita. And there are some nouns that are feminine but do not end with tab alab, like ruha, ghda ruha, spirit, a spirit. Now in the book you will see there are a lot of rules for plural nouns. I have borrowed these rules from the book of Martuma Odu, but you cannot memorize all these rules. It's very difficult. But I can assure you that at the end of the course, just by repetition, you will learn a lot of these plural nouns. Now that's all for this video. Thank you for watching.